Hello, my name is Daniel. I come from Cameroon and live in the UK. Been in the UK now for the last 20 years odd. My profession is petroleum engineering. I came to learn about treatment of with regards to IndiCure site when I had a serious patient. Now, before that, I have learned about other people talking about India, and I also read an article on India, people doing medical tourism, and actually I always thought, well, one day I'll go there just for a checkup. But it didn't actually occur to me or hit me until I had a serious patient who had a brain tumor right in the middle of the head, and tumor was about 5 centimeters length or width, huge. Now, and then that triggered me to go and look for a solution. I tried a couple of places and the treatment was just too expensive. You know, going through, I got a quotation from Italy for about 36,000 euros, and I got a quotation from South Africa about 35,000 euros. The patient did not only have the tumor, he also had water in the brain, so all stuck in there in the skull. The pressure was huge and he was just shutting down. So, and then I said, what about India? And everybody went like, what? Somebody's sick, you don't take them to Europe, you take them to India? So it was an interesting experience. So I went to the web to look for a solution, and IndiCure came up. I looked at IndiCure, I said, well, I'm going to phone them up just to find out what they do. And we went through the process, and when patient, to cut a long story short, when the patient was being shipped to India, you would give them a cold bath and they will not move, or he will not move, this patient. And today as we speak, patient is up and running, doing all what he's supposed to do in his life, and have a lot of hope for tomorrow. And this is all thanks to what we went through with IndiCure and the whole chain of hospitals that they manage.
Mm-hmm. Right. So from then to now, you sent your patient earlier, and now you yourself coming. So how has the whole journey been? How has it been?
Well, the journey has been a journey of, I think for me, it has been flawless. It has been a two-way street, and in the sense that when I ask for information, I get information from IndiCure all the time. I do get information, and I think there's nothing as important as that, especially when you have to travel all the way to India for treatment. It's very important to have information, not all the information is correct, but that is also in a timely manner, so that you can plan things efficiently.
Right. So how has your experience been with the case manager? Was the person helpful? Did they give you correct information? How was the person?
I think that my experience with the case manager is, if I was to put an adjective to define it, I think it exceeded my expectations. The reason I say so is because when you talk about medical treatment, everybody looks at going to the West. Everybody looks at going to the UK, everybody looks at going to France, everybody looks at going to the US. Now when you tell people that you want to go east, and that you want to go to India, the first thing that people would think about is, well, why India? So to me, the experience exceeded my expectation because I had very high expectations for the start. Living in the UK and looking at the UK system and everything else. So the basic thing when it comes to managing the relationship that have to do with patient is that you have to have information, and the information has to be timely, and that will allow you to make an informed decision, and obviously manage the resources that you've got. I mean, if the world had all the money, then health should not be an issue. The problem is that the world doesn't have all the money.
Right.
And that becomes even more important when you have people that are really sick, and you have to make a decision in a timely manner to make the intervention right and help save your life.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So, and after you came down to India, how were things? Were they as promised? How was your experience after coming down to India?
Now, the experience landing in India was exactly as promised, and I think my prayer is that God should bless India and bless the doctors that work here, because of what they deliver in the environment that we are in the current state of, you know, a world where it's not stable, economic issues and everything else that is going on in the big picture. If people can focus to do the kind of quality of work, I think that I see, I think it's a great thing. I mean, it's a very, very noble thing to do, actually, to help save a human life. Yeah, the experience, I will not hesitate, you know, to recommend anybody who can afford to save some money to go and do things, you know, in a way that will be cost effective. I think that India is a solution.
Right. And you have been living in UK for almost 20 years now. So
Yes.
how would you compare the health services there and the health services available here?
Well, I think it's hard to compare because if we're talking about the National Health Service, obviously it's very hard because the difference between the services I get in India and in the NHS is day and night, because the queue that you have to wait for in India, in the UK, is a nightmare. I have an injury, I'm a sportsman, I have an injury on my leg. I had a shin splint, and I've been struggling to see a foot specialist for 12 months now.
It's really long.
Yes. So that's how long it is. And landing in India, and I've seen the foot specialist got MRI done on the muscle, I got CT scan done on the foot in 2 days, all the results are out, and I've seen the specialist and I know exactly what I have to manage.
Right.
So it's day and night. I'm not sure if it makes a huge difference if it's in the private sector in the UK or not, but I know for the fact that, I mean, the NHS system, you know, and now I can understand why people are doing the medical tourism going to India, because there's no waiting time. You know, you get things done when you want them to do, and it's your body, you have the right to have information, you have to know what you want to do.
And the price is much lesser.
Oh, the price. Well, as I said before, the mathematics is simple with regards to price. I got a full executive checkup for the equivalent of $240 with 5 consultations with specialists. And when we're talking about executive checkup, I don't know what is left in my body now that I've not checked. Checked everything. So for that price, it's a no-brainer. You know, $240. I'm not sure you're going to see 2 people, you know, even in a private, anywhere else in the world for that amount of money. It's not possible. So yeah, I'm happy. Definitely.
You said that you would be happy to recommend more patients.
Oh yes, if I do, I think, as I said, if I see or meeting anybody that is in pain, has got something that needs to be resolved, rather than waiting, if you can afford the money, you know, get the trip to India sorted out and get yourself fixed. Because we don't buy spare parts of the human in the shop. You know, when you're sick, you're sick. And the first thing in life is health. You know, when you have health, you can go and look for wealth.
True.
If you don't have health, then now you have to look for the wealth to go and buy health. And you may not be able to buy it, it may be too late. That's the biggest issue, is that some things are irreversible. And the earlier you find out, the better, so that something can be done about it.
Sure.
Yeah?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.